Anderson, you come into the game at that point, and you guys rotate in and out so frequently. It's hard to know, when you're gonna go and when you're gonna stay. Today, you kind of knew you were going to stay. Was it a little bit different for you, a different way to approach it when you knew I'm going to be getting continual reps here?
For me, it's the same approach. Obviously, we have a good running back room, a very deep running back room. And so it's just about staying ready. Running back's also a position you always got to be ready because you never know what can happen. But yeah, it wasn't really any different going into it. It was the same approach for me. And once I was in, if I get taken out, I get taken out. If they leave me in, it's all just about doing my job. So
this is the same situation for you anytime you do something here in Boone because it's always home for you. Anytime you score touchdowns, you're going to be thrilled, whether it's on the road or at home. But when you do it here, there's a little extra crowd noise coming your way. Is it meaningful to be able to, at a home game, at homecoming, to go out and have a performance like that?
Yeah, obviously playing at home, I never forget, being a fan and, pretty much just, I had sat pretty much everywhere in that stadium growing up. So, to score in front of the home crowd it's always special to me. I know I've got a lot of support here, and that means a lot to me. So, but yeah, score or not, though, it's just awesome to play in front of the home crowd. So,
Anderson, the past couple of games, it's taken the offense a little time to get things going. Is there anything that you're seeing or anything that you think needs to be worked on to kind of get that start right at the beginning of the game instead of waiting a quarter or a quarter and a half to get it going?
I think it's little things that a lot of people don't see. Small details that we just got to get cleaned up. I don't think it was really a lack of intensity. I think we were ready to play. It's just the little details that we got to get figured out. And that just, from preparation and everything like that. But once we were able to figure out those details, we were able to move the ball pretty smooth. So,
Anderson, do you remember your first game watching ASU play at Kid Brewer Stadium?
I can't pinpoint an exact first game, but I definitely remember being very young, watching them grow from the FCS all the way up to FBS. So, I can remember some of the snowy playoff games back in the day. I've got a lot of memories I could go on about. So it's special to me to just be a part of it now.
Can you share just a memory with us of something early on that you remember from ASU football?
Yeah, one that sticks out to me was it was a playoff game. I can't pinpoint the year, but I was sitting right behind the I was on the away side, right behind the away bench. I think we were playing Furman. I know it was a purple team. I think it was Furman, and it was snowy. But that game sticks out to me because I was with my friends, my cousins. Sitting behind the bench, nothing too rowdy was said, but being on that away side, it's pretty fun. That game, I sticks out to me, and then on up throughout high school, there's a lot.
Probably the 2005 semifinal game.
Yeah, it might have been. I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. Have a favorite player?
Armani Edwards. Yeah. He was definitely the guy. Me and all my friends, I think we all had 14 jersey or shirt. Me and all my friends, I was just able to get a picture with them, so that was pretty cool for me. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of people now don't realize how good he was and how much he meant to everyone in Boone. He was the guy. So yeah, he was definitely the favorite player for me.
So then, what does it mean to you? And I know that today was not your first game and it wasn't your first touchdown. But what does it mean to you to come out on that field? Because it probably is a little more special for you than for some of your teammates.
Yeah, it definitely is. For me to be able to play for App right now, it's something that I don't take for granted. Even going out for practices or walkthroughs, I can just look up in the stands and remember where I was sitting, growing up, and it's still special to me. So, it means a lot to me to be able to just put on the App uniform and, yeah, I try not to take it for granted, and I don't. So I enjoy going out there every game, and I don't take practice for granted either. You know, I mean, it's fun to be a part of.
Did you ever consider going anywhere else?
Yeah, I did, but I had some other smaller offers from like FCS schools, and then I had been talking to App, you know, and I had stayed in conversation with him, but then when Coach Clark offered me a little later, that it made it a little bit easier decision for me. I mean, I think I committed like the next morning of, so that made it that pretty much narrowed it all down. So yeah, once I got that offer, it was a pretty simple decision for me.